it's you. Come on in and join us.
Y'all, I don't know if you remember your pop psychology from the 90s, but some soaps are from Mars and some soaps are from Venus, and both of them are from Shannon Soaps and the Razor Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, oh, come on in. We're so glad you found us. Thank you for being here. And if you happen to be here during one of our live premieres on Wednesday or Saturday, why? Come on in the live chat. There's a cool group of folks from all over the world hanging out, and they'd love to meet you too. One of them has a girlfriend, and he's ignoring us now. It's awesome.
So for our mention, we wanted to show you our fountain pens, and the reason we went with these ones is they've got a fun little converter inside.
Yeah, y'all, I was thinking that these came with just their own cartridges that you would kind of snap in place, and you'd have to write with whatever color that was.
Blue, black, yeah.
But we noticed that much like the wet shaving world, there's your hardware and there's your software. There's myriad of inks out there that are gorgeous. So this is a little device that kind of acts as a cartridge, except it has this little twisty top. So you dip your pen into the ink and you twist it out, and it draws it straight up into there, and that becomes your ink cartridge, and then you can just refill it. And apparently this lasts for like 20 pages. So y'all, my handwriting got better instantly, and I'm sure my second grade teacher out there somewhere is sleeping way better at night, and she has no idea why. So y'all, if you want to check out these Lamy Safaris and have a good time along with us,
fun. And we've really enjoyed how the nib of the pen actually feels against the paper. We realize we spend so much time in the digital world now, typing, texting, whatever. It is actually really nice to get back to just writing by hand, kind of like our shaving stuff.
And I picked out a few ink colors that really lit my fire, but y'all, my beloved has completed the rainbow and even found me a Santa.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Holly is red, and then elf is green.
And there's a ho-ho-ho that's Santa's jacket too, y'all. So stay tuned for that as the holidays get a little bit closer. But what a fun little world, and what parallels to the wet shaving world.
It's true. We're finding more each time.
And what's our soap today?
So our soap today is a little kind of piggyback to the Venus episode that we just did. That was more the feminine side of Chance Chanel was the homage, and now we've got a men's version.
Y'all, so I'm thinking they did like a men are from Mars, women are from Venus sort of soap collab.
Super
and
fun.
This is the men's one, y'all, and I think this is a Chanel one too, isn't it?
We're about to find out. Let's make the soap.
All right, y'all. So from the sales page at therazorcompany.com.
All right. This is inspired by Chanel Allure Homme. Okay.
I think Homme is for boys.
I
I
hope
think
so.
that's what that means. Anyway.
We're learning. I don't know. Let us know if we're wrong. So here are the notes. The aromatic musky scent features fresh and sparkling notes of Italian mandarin that team with green, coniferous, Moroccan cypress for a vibrant, aromatic impetus to the fragrance.
Now, we have just covered one of our first official, how is it pronounced? Shifras?
Oh, right.
And it was sort of based on a cypress. So I'm wondering if this is another one. And then going on.
Musky notes flourish in the warm and almondy accords of Venezuelan tonka bean. We've gone Italy, Moroccan, and Venezuela now.
Y'all, for
Holy
those
moly.
keeping your own score at home, I have no freaking clue where this is taking us.
We just went on a world tour right there.
I mean, generally, I know what the scent's going to kind of smell like from the scent notes, but this is around the world in 80 ways.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so after the Venezuelan tonka bean, unfurling a sensual and enveloping trail.
Whoa.
Okay.
Clue free over here. Well, because the thing is, any of these could be the true middle note. I've kind of noticed that we'll get like 50 scent notes and you smell it and you go, oh, it's rose. It's rose.
Yeah,
it's just rose. So sometimes like there's going to be one of these that's going to kind of jump out and be the star. And I'm kind of wondering which one it's going to be because I have no idea which one would jump out.
It's definitely that the complexity knowing it's coming from Chanel. There's a whole thing happening here.
And I'm thinking maybe the mandarin because that is such a beautiful and beguiling scent note that's not used enough, I don't think.
But then more of that Moroccan vibrant coniferous side might come through. Like that's more the masculine edge maybe.
And it is a Chanel.
It's
it
true.
is a Chanel. So you can ask Marilyn Monroe. It could be just about anything. But I'm ready to open the box. Stickers!
Yay!
Stickers! We got upstairs. All right, this is our last one from this box in the Razor
our
Company.
last one standing here.
Oh, we gotta throw the box away. It's always sad. We gotta drag the box out
He's
back
pretty.
and play taps and bury it next.
And then
to
let's
the
see the
garage.
side color here with those little divots. Oh, it's more of an orange one. The other
I
one
think
was
her husband
burgundy.
does the divots.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm excited for you to get your
Royal
nose
red
on
color,
this.
and I just love that little Roman guy there for the shirt. All right,
done.
y'all, it's time for our first impression.
Okay, so from that list, I don't know what to tell you.
No, I just want to know which one of these is going to jump. And watch, it's none of them.
It might
watch,
not
it's
be.
like cherries or something that's going
happens.
to jump out. Well, it does. It does happen. Y'all stay tuned. All right, so here we go. She did Venus first.
I
So
did.
I'm going to do Mars
Marcus's
first.
turn.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, what's it going to be?
Let's see what Chanel has for the men here. Oh, okay.
I have no clue. No. So hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Sometimes it is about taking that beautiful center note and building a world around it to help accentuate it, bring it out, help you
Right.
find things about the leather or whatever it is that you had never found before. But sometimes they want to create a mood. So if you think about it, when you like see a beautiful scene from a movie that's your favorite, you don't zoom in on one prop. You don't zoom in on one set piece. You
Yeah.
take that all in. In fact, there are websites that will take each frame of your favorite movie and take its average color and give you a giant poster that's basically the color of every frame of the movie
Oh,
as it goes along.
interesting.
So you kind of get this vibe as you see every frame represented. You're like, oh, those are the color palettes of the movie. This, y'all, this has been built with all of those set notes, but in a way that it zooms out and then puts a frame on it. So it's not any particular note. It's using them all to like create something new, which means that our challenge, should we choose to accept it, is going to
Okay.
be now, what does that whole framed picture, where does it go?
Right.
What's it using? What's it doing? And is there anything that we can
So if we
identify?
pretend we haven't read the set notes
Right.
yet, see where it takes you.
Okay, so this is a little bit sweet and a little bit sort of, I guess I'd put it in an herby
Okay.
lane. But it's not like, and I don't mean this, not mean at all, not like natural.
Okay.
It's almost more like spices. It's almost more like something that's been cooked or something that's been heated, something that's been
Something's been done to
transformed.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like a magic potion or something. So hold on a sec, wait.
Are we getting masculine-ish? Like, is that
You
coming
know,
through?
you know what's funny? As Venus was just feminine enough to barely skew it sort of on the feminine side,
Right.
this is sort of just masculine enough to be masculine. But y'all, if I had to bet even money on whether this was Mars or Venus, not knowing what they were, I don't think I would
funny.
know. So I think there's a
Okay.
lovely sort of charm with both of them where they kind of do walk that
That
center
kind
aisle.
of crowd-pleasing vibe
Right.
still there?
Now, yes,
Okay.
yes. And this is a little bit more classic aftershave and a little bit less like the florals and the natural notes.
Okay.
Again, it's the intensity is a little light. I'm having a little trouble kind of getting my nose under all of it to kind of get that full picture. Like the picture's a little bit blurry, but I bet you a lather.
Is there
will help that.
something sweet happening there? Because I think it had a mandarin orange at the beginning.
It does. And the fruity is what's supplying the sweet in like a lovely, gentle way. But it's not something where when I would smell it, I would think, oh, that's a sugary scent. That's a sweet scent.
So not gourmandy
No.
either. Like
No.
the other one didn't have that gourmandy hit.
No, and I think it'd be easy for me to say there's not a lot of sweet in this, but that there is. It's just in such an intensity and in such a balance that it's not what's jumping out first, which I think is actually brave.
Okay.
I think if you have the first scent notes that jump out are not sweet, are not trying too hard to be crowd pleasers, are more like,
just
come in
there.
here and see what we have going on. Come discover us. That's what's happening. So something about something in the herbs and spices that has given this about 40% of a classic aftershave feel for me.
Okay.
And about 60% herby, spicy, but on the light white beige sides of things. All right, so
Okay, let me
let's
see.
see what you get taking this.
Oh, you're right. They're actually, I totally see why they were kind of like flankers to each other.
Right.
I mean, at least intentional on the Venus Mars
Right.
vibe. Like, this is just like what you said. Like, if you had the mid zone and we went a little to one side, it'd be Venus. And you went to a little to the other
Right.
side, it'd be Mars. There is something, it's funny, it's not a line. But you know how the other one had the lemon side?
Right.
There's something a little greenish happening to this one where it kind of pushes me onto the more, a little more masculine side. Not overwhelmingly, but just enough. But let's just say we would both be at the same event if we were wearing these.
Yes.
We are going to the same time of day, the same location.
Right.
There is something that's happening in the vibe of wherever we are.
Right.
That this is just like what we're both wearing if we could put it like side by side.
So I think what they did was it's almost like Venus, but if you take out the lemon and take out the rose, but then you're going to substitute those with things that are kind of doing the same thing,
a little more
just
greenish,
in a different way, right? So think Me First and the Gimme Gimmes do a Disney album. It's kind of like that.
I do get the green, almost hint of an aftershave, almost hinted something in there. But again, it's a brighter version.
Right.
It doesn't go as deep as I feel like a classic aftershave would go.
No.
And it doesn't go very like dark green either.
Right.
It's definitely in that brighter side. I know it listed like a coniferous something, but I'm getting a brighter green. I don't know if it's what's helping make that happen, but it is got some green notes, but it is not straight up grass. It's not straight up, it's not the typical ones.
And there's enough of an aftershave sort of cologne-y balance in this where I would know it's not like an original shave soap cologne. I would know that this is like a Chanel. I would know that this is a Creed or something along those lines. This is a Chanel. But there is something that gives away the fact that this is a perfumer that has created this scent. But it reinvents the wheel enough where I could see it being an evolution from what was done in the 60s and 70s.
And it's funny because I don't remember exactly the locations, but when we were reading the list earlier, it was like Italian and Venezuela.
Right.
There's something that's a fun vibe that I do feel like I'm kind of on an adventure happening, whether it's scents from a different place that we've never been, but there's something in that fine tier of like the perfuming side that is coming out in there somehow.
And y'all keep your hands and arms inboard because we're going to build a lather and go back to these set notes. All right, y'all. So back to the sales page at therazorcompany.com.
All right. We got quite a list here, so you got some time to get your lathering going here. The aromatic musky scent features fresh and sparkling notes. I forgot the sparkling. There is a zesty-ish kind of quality coming through.
Yeah, now we have had a couple of songs where we kind of acknowledge an effervescence going on, so that tickles your nose. Do you sense that?
It says fresh and sparkling notes of Italian Mandarin. And I do that's why the Mandarin kind of just disappears a little bit. It doesn't like blast you in your face. It's just enough to invite you in like you were talking about.
Right. And the intensity's sitting at about a 2. It's a little tricky for my nose to get under everything that's going on here, but I'm thinking the lather is going to help.
Notes of Italian Mandarin that team with green, coniferous, Moroccan, cypress.
Okay. Please hold on a second. So this is our Razor Company brush, y'all. We love this. Here we go.
In our 3D printed Razor Company malleable bowl here.
Yeah, see it bends.
It's a bendy one. So you can't really break it. If you're one of those people that's worried about dropping your bowls,
be done.
Safe.
If you break this bowl, send us a video and we will put it on the show.
There were some serious pliers and bowls.
We will put it on the show. So y'all, if you do get a cobwebby pattern at the bottom of your bowl, and you're like, this looks a little thick. This looks a little like stubborn. You need to add a little water. It's thirsty. Not a lot. And I think this is where like Joel was going wrong at the beginning. He put this thing under the faucet, y'all.
True.
Under the faucet.
We do like start with a dry brush when we do our show.
Right.
So we're just adding what that needs here. So depending on your brush,
Right. And there you go. See, it just kind of blends in. If the bubbles are too big, keep stirring. And generally, at the very beginning, when we were wondering what we were doing wrong with our lather, it's we weren't giving it those extra 3 or 4 minutes.
And then right when you think like, is it going to get there? Ta-da! So you keep lathering and I'll keep reading here.
It changes. All right. So here's why we're holding. I need to know if this has got that cypress in it because we're from California. We live around cypress. We've got the lone cypress in Carmel. Y'all, so the Shifra, is that the kind of like scent it is? I wonder if that's what this is.
Because it's saying a coniferous Moroccan cypress.
So you will only find this in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Pebble Beach whiff, y'all. So see if this is a Shifra. You ready? On 3, 1, 2. I know what I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think it is. I think this is.
Interesting.
I love it. And I think it is. I think it's the cypress that if you were to say there was a star of this little play, I'm pretty sure it's the cypress.
Right, because we've just been diving into more like the fougere kind of things,
Right.
which that's more a different side.
Right.
This is much more that kind of woodsy cypress thing.
Yep.
That's a clean wood, a bright wood, but it just keeps like, that's why it's next to the word vibrant, because it really does have that like, ta-da, I'm here, but I'm not
100%.
overwhelming the scent.
Right.
Back to our sales page here. Coniferous Moroccan cypress for a vibrant aromatic impetus to the fragrance.
This got way stronger. I was kind of having a little trouble getting my nose under that. I've got it all here.
It will
This is
go.
it, the concentrate. Okay, hold on. Whoa, do you smell the cypress?
Interesting. I do. It actually really like dives you directly into the cypress now, where the other one you kind of had to smell around to get there.
Right.
This is actually staying
Right.
like that all the way through.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
And y'all, if you don't know cypress, for me, it's you take your like your normal, what's a tree smell like, and you add a little bit of spiciness, you add a little bit of creaminess, you add a little bit of white beiginess.
Yeah.
Like that's a cypress, and y'all. That's what's jumping out. So wait a minute. Let's look at the bottom notes and see if they are
All right. So
supporting this. Like I
now
think
we
they are.
have musky notes flourish in the warm and almondy. Oh, interesting. That totally disappears into the cypress, but it's there. You just don't realize that that's what you're smelling.
And that's how I know the cypress is a star, because as soon as I smell past it, I got almonds, y'all. Maybe maybe a little bit of cherry.
It almost adds like a texture, just like how a bark on the wood would be.
Right.
But somehow that's happening with the almond accords of Venezuelan tonka bean, unfurling a sensual and enveloping trail. There you go.
I am taking this trail. I'm
little
taking this
deeper?
trail as
Is that
far
where
as it
we
goes.
are?
Oh, that's why she's here, folks. Let's take this trail all the way down. All right, y'all. So these were sort of so similar in their characteristics that we feel like we got to give you the men are from Mars, women
We
are
do.
from Venus with you. I'm really curious how similar these truly are. A, B. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
One, two. Oh,
Okay, now that they're next to each other.
right. Not related in the way I thought, but way related.
Yeah, we're
Way.
still at the same event.
Yes.
But there is something in here that is definitely more sweet and zestier
Right.
here. That has more of that, I don't know, it is turning into more masculine.
Woody,
but
herbal,
yeah,
spicy.
it's more that side
Right.
of the scent, for
But they
sure.
definitely came in the same car.
They did.
Does that make sense?
Like, I want to do a side-by-side. Because,
Yeah.
like, if we're in the same car, you know.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, see what you think. Claim
The
it.
3D whiff, y'all. I agree. Whoa. Whoa.
Right?
Whoa.
They totally, like, blend well,
Right.
but they are definitely separate scents.
So there's one layer for me that's kind of in the base that's identical between these two, and then there's
then
like a
really?
floral in the middle that kind of is similar, but these have separate sides of it, and then on the top there are two things that are totally different. There's like a
Then
floral
it's
on one
different for
and a
sure.
cypress on the other. Yo, whoa,
Right?
and you know we don't mix our soaps around here at the Barbershop Duet, but
Right.
I think these might definitely be a candidate.
Okay, I'm glad we did these on the same day though, because
Me
I
too.
really feel like it.
Me too.
I like that they threw these in.
Right.
Clearly, they're both the Chanel homages, but it's fun to actually see where a perfumery side would take
Right.
each of the scents that kind of leans a little more feminine, leans a little more masculine.
And so much work is done to create these originals that I am so glad we are in a wet shaving world where they get brought back.
Yeah.
Some of these have been discontinued for decades, y'all, and there's no way we could get our noses on it. And imagine if like a parent or a grandparent or an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a sibling
someone you
wore
knew.
that and you really wanted to be able to go revisit those times. You're welcome to the wet shaving hobby.
Yeah, and it's fun too because I do feel like a lot of these scents we never would have found, but
Right.
now that we have them, like
Right.
this does feel like a spring, a summer scent to me.
Right.
Like I do feel like this is one I'm like, okay, are you gonna do this one today? Because then I'll do it with you. Like it'd be kind of fun to have little matchy for us
Right.
to do a shave.
And so many people know the famous artists, the Botticellis, the Renoirs. I think someday we're going to be talking about the Creeds. Someday we're going to be talking about the Tom Fords and the Calvin Kleins
What
as
scents
people
have
that
done.
created amazing masterpieces that still don't really know how to be appreciated. Sometimes I feel like when we do walk into our shave den, it's almost like we're in a little art museum where each one of these is a little artistic creation that we get to revisit with our nose. And why is the sense of smell just so disrespected compared to the sense of sight or the sense of taste? I mean, who knows? But
And I
it
do
is.
have to mention that sometimes if you aren't sure if you want to splurge on getting that cologne or perfume, it'd be great at this price point to try and smell
Right.
these here. And then once you get used to it and see if you like it,
Right.
then you're like, okay, this is a lane that I would want to try and go to the actual original and see what that does to me, you know?
Right. Angelo and Crystal collect all the Tom Ford homages, so they
Right,
know, and they do
do.
want to buy one actual Tom Ford. Which one is Davina for them?
Yes.
Makes sense to me. And y'all, when we watch our Ken surfs, we love to watch how he lathers his face. It kind of gives us a little information about the base and how it coats and how slick it is. So while we don't do shaving here on the Barbershop Duet, would you mind if I do the honors?
Oh,
We're gonna
please
put a little
do.
of this
Let's do this one.
lather on it. Y'all, this Shannon's base, the chupacabra.
It's a base, y'all.
Please. Are you seeing this? You have to adjust the white balance of the video? Y'all.
It feels
goes
good,
on
too.
in 3 coats already. You could set a drink on it. Look.
It's got some thick
Look at it.
slickness going on here.
I can feel the
Look, I
brine
can't
just
even
a little.
break through. That's
Right?
crazy town.
There is a reason this is as well beloved as it is in the shaving soap base.
If you have not tried a Shannon soap yet, this is your little hint. And they do have smaller ones at the razor company. Even for like $9, you get a little teeny tiny one.
Right, yeah,
Great way
y'all
to
can't
try the
beat
base.
that.
It's funny, now that I took a break from smelling mine and I smell this, there are some sweeter, feminine-y side. I think
There
it's
are.
more the Mandarin, like I just didn't realize, but there is something in this that I'm like, I would totally rock this too. Like, it's not too masculine, I couldn't do it.
Here's an interesting thought. Is there like one scent note that could only be feminine? And is there one scent note that could only be masculine? So like tobacco, could that ever only be a masculine scent? I don't think so.
Yeah, and it's funny, like a lot of the tobacco sort of forwardy ones that we've done.
Right.
Yes, I can see why that's considered masculine, but there's always something in it that I'm like, I would still wear this. I don't,
And give me the most beautiful floral, like a rose or a lily, and
Yeah.
still it's the floral in my grandpa's lapel. It could still definitely be a masculine thing. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a fun place to be in life. I feel like it's not as a stereotypical lane that you have to pick now.
Right.
Like there is a lot more freedom in the scent world than there used to be.
Well, and I remember literally being at Tower Records in Concord, California when they were unpacking CK1. And everybody's like, what's that? And they were like, oh, it's a cologne made by Calvin Klein, but it's for it's unisex. It's for
Right.
both sexes. And we were like,
Oh,
what? And they're like, no, it's for anybody. And we're like,
you sure?
what? Like, we'd never heard of such a thing. And then after that, there was one that came out called B that was kind of the same idea. And, well, those took off. You only had to make one, and it was for the men and the ladies. It just made economic sense, and it made olfactory sense because
I'm
it was
sure.
a beautiful scent. But I think it allowed perfumers to take the chains off. Like, they no longer had to create one that was just masculine and then a feminine version or the other way around. Now they could just create something out of nowhere, just out of the clear blue sky. Something like this. Bring it into existence and present it. Is this for the men or the ladies? Yes. Yes,
you
it
go.
is, because it's beautiful, it's woody, it's spicy, it's aromatic, it's floral, it's everything, and it doesn't need to necessarily have a gender.
And I really am enjoying that there's nothing pokey about this. There's nothing
Right.
too bold, like how we were mentioning with the Venus one.
Right.
There's that. I guess that's a commonality with both of these that I do find, that they are crowd pleasers and they won't click with each other. Like I think
Right.
they vibe well together. There's
Right.
nothing in them that can't be friends.
Absolutely, these two would go beautifully together. I think they're designed to do that
They
somehow.
must. If not, they should be, because clearly the Venus-Mars business is working. And if you want to be able to have a his and her shave, these might be
Oh, I
kind
never
of
thought of that.
fun.
Why aren't there more his and her shades?
Come on, y'all.
They don't do that.
Well, and again, there's nothing in these that collide in a weird way. Like, they
Right.
totally do blend well together. So, maybe people should get on that, winky, winky, nudgy, nudgy.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. When NASA puts out an online application that they're looking for folks to go to Mars, well, you're going to think that's kind of funny, and you're going to go ahead and put your name down. But just about the time they're strapping you into a biosphere in the middle of New Mexico, you just got your own. So head over to therazorcompany.com where you'll find this and a ton of other stuff I want. Well, I've had my shave, y'all. With Mars, a fabulous scent of spices, herbs and spices, floral, and then it leaves. It needs longer whiffs to really appreciate what's going on in this, y'all. And great lather. This formula is one of the best, y'all. The way it goes on, the slickness, the way it lets my razor get under those little hairs, zero irritation, and a fun shave. Thank you, y'all. Welcome to Messages.
So for our August giveaway, we are going to have a $20 gift card to the Shave Supply.
Yeah, y'all, our closest distributor here in California, and all you have to do to be eligible is send an email here to wesetyou@thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you.
Yes.
And check back here on September 4th when we have our Alexa choose our lucky number on the show, and hopefully it's you.
Yeah, best of luck.
I never expected these to go together as well as they do. This is beautiful.
I mean, we knew by the names that we were like, that's got to be intentional, right? But you never know until you get your nose.
Nothing in those set notes is going to betray the fact that these click so well as a pair.
Yeah, if you just read those,
Shannon named these correctly.
So good job on you, Shannon.
Yeah, hey, y'all, what a beautiful way to experience both of these sets.
And we really did need some more Shannons in the den. We had a lot of requests, so we decided we'd go with this route. So what other Shannons should we add to our list soon? Put it in the comments, because we need some heads up, especially with some fall and Christmas lines coming.
Enabled with Shannons. Hey, thank you all for being here. It means a great deal that you would hang out with us on Wednesday and Saturday.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.